Hello, welcome to Health Talk. I'm Dr. Manny. The National Cancer Institute estimates that there will be over 1.6 million new cases of cancer in the U.S. in 2016. So why aren't the presidential candidates talking about this deadly disease on the campaign trail? Joining us today is Robert Berman, the co-founder of cancerforpress.org. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Now, why is this topic so important to you?
Well, it's important to me for a couple of reasons. On a personal note, I lost my father to cancer last year, and so many of us have been affected by cancer and losses of family members. It's tragic. But over the course of the next four-year presidential term, 1,650 people a day will die from cancer-related illnesses. 1,650 people a day. And so the question we are raising is, why aren't the presidential candidates talking about cancer?
Now, the president, our current president, President Obama, gave a speech not too long ago, and he did mention in his State of the Union that there was a commitment from the federal government to cure cancer. You think that politicians should do more?
Absolutely. So with respect to President Obama, it's certainly a tragedy that the vice president's son died from cancer. No parent should have to bury a child, but it shouldn't take the death of the vice president's son to get the administration focused on cancer. We've been losing our sons and daughters for years, and we think that what our hope is that the next president will come into office with a plan in place.
So, are you saying that maybe one of the candidates that's running for president now should take this issue of cancer cure, cancer awareness as a single issue?
What I'm saying is that the goal of the campaign, and it's cancer4press.org, is to get cancer a priority for our next president. The way to accomplish that is to get the candidates talking about cancer. The way to accomplish that is to show them that cancer is important to voters. And so that's our immediate goal, to show that cancer is an important issue to voters and could be the difference in a close election.
If I were to rank, for instance, the economy, terrorism, all of the things that voters are concerned with, you think that cancer rates as one of their main topics?
Absolutely. In 2015, the American Association for Cancer Research did a study. And that study showed that voters are 50% more likely to vote for a candidate that is in favor of cancer research and that has a strong cancer policy. And that was across Republicans and Democrats. So the data is already out there. The purpose of cancerforpress.org is to embellish that data and to show the candidates that voters care. And the way we're doing that is two ways, Dr. Manny. People come to the Cancer for Press site, and we have a Cancer Counts button. They can click that button for as many people as they know have been affected by cancer. And that tabulation goes up. We're already over 6,000. The other way, Dr. Manny, is we have an email engine. And so they go to our website, and it says, Cancer Counts to Me Because. And they pick from a drop-down menu, mother, father, sister, brother. They put their name in, and they hit submit. And emails go to all of the presidential campaigns. And we want to fill their inboxes with emails.
All right. What do you think the role of government should be when it comes to cancer research?
Sure. Well, in 1971, President Nixon signed the National Cancer Act.
Right.
And we put together an infrastructure that is still essentially in place.
Right.
For the war against cancer.
Right.
What I'm a proponent of is taking all that we've learned over the last 45 years and applying it and taking that infrastructure and perhaps redoing it. No president has messed with that infrastructure, has tried to redo it so that it acts more efficiently. So in essence, we're fighting a war with a strategy that was put together in 1971. Right. It's time to come up with a new strategy. And I want to add, it's not necessarily about more money. It's about being more efficient. We've learned over the last 45 years that if you find cancer in stage 1 or stage 2, you have between a 90 and 100% survival rate.
Right.
If you find cancer within stage 3 or stage 4, you have between a 20 and a 30% survival rate.
Right.
So we think some of the government's resources should be allocated towards early detection, because that will save more lives. So that's an example of taking what we've learned and applying it.
Now, your company has developed a cancer predictor test. Tell me about that.
Sure. The company is ITUS Corporation, ITUS, and we are developing a blood test for the early detection of cancer. So we have identified a set of biomarkers that appear to be existent in all tumor-related cancers, so 80% of the cancers. And so we're early in our study. We've looked at 30 breast cancer patients, anywhere from stage 1 to stage 4, and all of those patients had our marker. And then we looked at 10 normal people, and none of the normal people had our marker. And in the diagnostic world, that's as important, because in addition to finding the cancer, false positives are very, very important. The FDA, and rightfully so, doesn't like false positives.
Right.
So we're now expanding our study to include other tumor-based cancers. And ultimately the goal is, when you go to your doctor for a routine checkup, and he checks your cholesterol and he checks your lipids, you will get your C checked. That's the name of our blood test.
Right.
And as part of the ordinary battery of tests that are ordered, because again, if you find the cancer early, it's much, much treatable.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. Where can people get more information?
Cancer4Pres, the number 4pres.org. Please go and help spread the word. And of course, ITUS Corporation is our website if they want to get more information on our C-Check blood test.
All right. Thank you again.
Thanks for having me.
And if you have any health questions, tweet me at Dr. Manny on Fox. Until next time, I'm Dr. Manny.